Hey, this is Lola, but you can call me Lola if you like.
Hi, this is Belisa, and you can call me Bells if you want. And this is the Everybody Hates HR podcast, episode 107. Whoop, whoop. 107. We're moving.
We're moving.
Yeah, look at that.
Forward, always. How's it going?
How is it going? Do you know what? I've started a new show.
I have something I need to talk to you about as well. Yeah, go on.
Okay, so I've started a new show and it's called Paradise. And Sterling K. Brown is the main character. So Sterling, he's Randall from This Is Us. He's in Black Panther.
Randall. Okay, yes.
Yeah, so he's like the main person.
He's in Black Panther.
He's like an extra kind of on
Okay.
the sides. But yeah, it is so good. And I've tried to bully my friend Emma into watching it because I have no one. Like, so if you feel like you want to,
I have some.
There's only 4 episodes out. It's very new.
Okay.
So please,
Is it coming out week by week?
Yeah, but the latest episode.
Tell me when it's done.
I was watching it while doing my makeup, and it has pissed me off so much, and I have no one to. I might do a TikTok.
Okay, do it.
Yeah, but Paradise is great if anyone's looking for a new show.
Yeah,
it's an Apple TV one.
I am going to do. Remember, I've been talking about this show Severance since.
Yeah.
And it's now coming out week by week, which is annoying. So it comes out every Friday and I've been watching it. And I have to do some sort of deep dive on it. Obviously, it's like, it's so relevant for us. It's all about work. Yeah. Like, these people live at work. Like, their whole thing, like, part of, like, once they've been, like, separated, the in person, the work, but they live at work. Their whole life is work. And it's like, it's set in an office. They have, like, weird HR policies. Like, it's just weird. So I need to do some sort of deep dive on this show. And if anyone watches Severance, please DM me. DM the pod, DM me directly. I will talk to anybody about that show. I will talk to anybody about it. So yeah.
You definitely should.
It's such a great show. It's just like, it's such a great show.
You should do it. I don't know if you saw, but Vic from Black Girls Living, when Traitors was on, she basically like recapped every episode.
Yeah,
was going viral on TikTok.
Yeah.
So Severance is your show?
I've never watched Traitors, you know.
So this was my first time watching
was
it.
Good?
Finally gave in to my niece's peer pressure. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I want to apply to go on.
Really? Go on.
Yeah, I want to.
Go on.
I want to, yeah. And people saying this is how the workplace works actually, by who people thought were faithfuls and who people thought were traitors.
Yeah, I heard there was some small microaggressions.
Small, yeah. There was.
I don't know who Mina is, but she was on the Receipts podcast.
Yeah,
on
so
their Patreon episode.
She was doing so good till she recruited a traitor called Charlotte. And Charlotte basically, she effed her over a little bit, man. And then, so Mina got out just before the like semi-final, I think. She was doing so good up to that point.
I don't even know how it goes, but I've played the game.
Yeah, me too. We played it at Christmas.
Yeah, I played the game and it seemed like something I would enjoy.
Yeah, it's a good one. But if I go on, I want someone to go on with me that I know, but then we don't say that we know each other. So we couldn't do it at the same time.
Obviously.
All the tweets would be like, oh, yeah.
They're on the same podcast.
Yeah.
All the snitches. All the snitches online. It's like, there was another one on Netflix called The Mole. Is it similar? It feels kind of similar to that.
I didn't watch
It's
that.
similar vibe anyway. There's like a group of people and there's trying to do challenges to win money, but there's a mole in there who basically sabotages them.
Guess what's back on Friday? Even though this episode is going to come out way after the Friday I'm talking about. Love is Blind is back.
Really?
On Valentine's Day.
On Valentine's Day.
It's back. That might be my TikTok actually thing that I'll do this time.
I love Love is Blind.
We know. We both do.
Okay, but I never watch it in good time.
You know me anyway. I'll be
watching it at midnight.
Yeah, so.
Okay, what's happening in the world of HR?
A lot of things. So, Gino DiCampo, I hope I'm saying it right. I feel like I'm not. But Gino is a celebrity chef. You might know him from being on This Morning and things like that. He's had quite a few.
When did he start? Wasn't he on?
Where did he start?
Yeah. Do you know I'm getting him mixed up with somebody else?
Oh, who are you getting him mixed up with?
I was thinking it was Chico. He did some cooking at some point, but he was from like X Factor or something.
Chico, as in Chico time, Chico.
Oh my God, is this some sort of microaggression?
That is wild that you are mixing those two up. No, but
there was one chef who came from a reality TV show.
It wasn't Chico. Didn't become a chef.
Let me say who it was. Let me finish because I'm not making this up. Like there was a chef that came from like a reality TV show.
I mean that's fine, but it wasn't Chico. Surely not. Actually, I don't know. Let me not talk because I didn't follow Chico like that. But
oh no, but it's just giving me all the reality TV shows which are about cooking. Like Kitchen Nightmares, which I love, by the way. That's my guilty pleasure. When I'm really like, I need background stuff, I just feel like watching
background stuff. You put on Kitchen Nightmares.
I put on Gordon Ramsay, Kitchen
shouting
Nightmares.
at someone.
I love and it's the American ones. You know, you go to America and then they're just like, oh, they literally will drop the steak on the floor and throw it back into the pan, and he'll be like, "What did you just do?" And he'll be like, but that's what I was told to do. Like, no, I can't find it, but
yeah, so Gino is a celebrity chef, and he's currently under fire for sexual harassment allegations and just inappropriate comments in general and intimidation, where he's, said things of a very sexual nature to various women, including other celebrities. And for the life of me, I can't remember all of their names, but some are from this morning.
Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, my phone is charging nowhere near me, people. But so right now he's going through a whole process about it, and his
is it like civil right now, or is there any like police stuff going on? Or
no, it's not police. No. Even the lawyer who came forward to make a statement on his behalf was an employment lawyer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which I found quite interesting because I don't think I've ever seen that before. So, it's just, you know what it is? It's just and ITV have basically come out and said, we're sorry and we're really trying internally to put things in place.
It's given he did it.
Do you know what I mean? And these networks, same with the BBC, ITV, like you're a massive network. You have a lot of high profile people working with people who are not high profile and just trying to do their job, of all sorts of backgrounds, etc. Just make sure everybody's safe. You make enough money as a company to ensure
and actually take
that there are mechanisms in place to ensure that this stuff doesn't happen, and when it does happen, it's dealt with appropriately, because this Gino thing has allegedly been going on for years.
Yeah,
it's not new.
I can't find the names, but I found Kim.
Which Kim? Oh, you found Kim from How Clean Is Your House? Yeah, it's been going on for years. So it's like, why is this not being noticed? Or is it being noticed, but the culture is we can't say anything because we don't feel safe enough to do so, and that something will be done.
They were in I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out.
Yeah, they were
2009.
Yeah,
that's ages ago. So
and she brought it up. She basically said, "Yeah,
she'd been waiting."
He did that. Yeah,
but also, if it's on I'm a Celebrity, that means that it was filmed.
That's true.
And that's also ITV.
Yeah.
So all of this, we didn't know all of that stuff. Literally, there's 24-hour filming in that place. So if he did something or said something,
it's on camera,
and it's the same network. So on what basis are you saying that you didn't know?
Why do they keep doing this?
I said they just like money. And if someone's popular, then they're popular. Like if they think that they can get stuff out of them, then they'll do it. It's the same thing. The same thing that the BBC have done. All these people that they knew were committing these atrocities or, doing terrible things. Apparently, this is one of the things that was said. Kim, who finished in second place behind he won. I'm a Celebrity in 2009. Claimed she was left feeling uncomfortable by her campmate's alleged repeated references to his penis. He used to stand over a log and stroke his privates over his shorts.
What?
He talked to his penis saying, "I know you haven't had any sex, but when you get out of here, you will get so much." What a loser. The
thing is, you see with comments like that, depending on where you work or what you're doing,
such a loser.
That comment can be looked over and not thought much of, depending on where you work.
If you work on a building site or something,
even if the recruitment company I worked at, if somebody made that comment, no one's gonna say or think anything of it.
When I was at a recruitment company, someone was like, it it was their birthday, and I asked, or somebody asked, it wasn't me, what are you going to do for your birthday? He's like, oh, he's probably going to go out, have a chilled one, and do a mountain of cocaine. He said, I'm going to do, and he made the figure in his hand, I'm going to do a mountain. I'm going to do a mountain of cocaine. And I overheard it. I just, you know, you just have to, what you do your personal time is your own life. I mean, it's not appropriate to speak about work, but it's not the hill that I can die on today. But imagine going to say, I'm going to do a mountain of cocaine to your colleagues.
That's mad.
Yeah, so some things, but again, colleagues that you've kind of known, you just smush a bunch of celebrities together. You're working on one show or one thing. You don't know these people well. Why can't you manage yourself?
Because as a celeb, you've probably got away with way worse for longer. That's the problem.
There's a list of people. I'm now on ITV News, so God knows what they're going to report about it.
It's terrible, regardless. Like, it's ridiculous. But yeah, that's it's like the Greg Wallace one, isn't it? Like,
the Greg Wallace one wasn't sexual though, was it? It was more like he was just a horrible person.
Wasn't it? I'm sure there was a sexual element to it.
Oh, I thought it was just that he was horrible and mean and
no, I think there was a sexual element to it, depending on which part of the case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is just
go on.
Very unrelated. But the other day, I was talking to my friend about like Heather from EastEnders.
Okay, I'm letting you land.
Yeah, and I was saying that certain people have become known for like a certain role or like whatever. And
yeah,
obviously you can be typecast into a certain type of role, but for her, what must she be doing? Because she was known for that role, but it wasn't positive. Like, unfortunately, they basically hired her for this role saying, we need basically an unattractive, overweight person. And that's what she was basically known for in EastEnders. And it was broadcast to like millions of households. And then basically there was some stories that came out after that she's struggling to find a job.
Oh, really?
Like everyone knows her as Heather from EastEnders. And obviously like you're known for being the like big one with the skinny legs, and he was just like a hopeless person from Wolfer Square. And my friend sent me, and we were literally talking about it yesterday. And this morning I woke up to, her name is Cheryl Ferguson, her real name, which I never knew. But I woke up to an article that she sent me saying that she has finally found a job.
Doing what? Is she acting?
She puts on a local show at a Chinese takeaway.
That is so sad, man. Oh, is this it? Oh, that's sad.
But it must be an eating. Sorry, it must be an eating. And it's just to be clear, yeah, I hate to click on them, but it's a Daily Mail article, and they have put career change in inverted commas, and I just feel like they're shading her.
But she said she couldn't be happier. Oh, that's pretty sad though, isn't it?
It's so sad, isn't it? Like, what else can you, like, obviously you can go and get a job anywhere, but everyone will always recognise you as Heather.
Yeah.
Would you think it's worth it for the money that she got during that time? It's not like you get royalties.
No, you don't.
And it's not like it's an American show. And the guys at EastEnders, I promise you, the people in EastEnders, I don't think they're getting paid that much money.
Unless you're Ian Bill.
Do you know why? Because they're on the
what's
show.
What's his real name? Woody and Steve McFadden. They get money. They're
on the show for ages, and they never leave. Like if you're a series regular on an American soap opera, you don't have to be doing that long to be good. These guys, I feel like they're getting paid annual salary.
Some of them are.
No, I mean annual salary, but when I say annual salary, I mean like a normal annual salary. Like 100K.
Yeah. No, yeah. Well, the most paid is Ian Bill, I believe, and he's on like $250,000. But he's like, he's been there the longest, 40 years, like, and that's how much he's on. So yeah, that would make sense.
Like
but then you've got
like Lacey Turner.
Yeah, she should have.
And how old is Lacey Turner? Because anyway.
She's not 40 yet. She's in her 30s.
Because she just looks like
she just had another kid.
I saw her the other day and I was just like, how old is this woman?
When they look like their character when they're not in character.
Yeah.
They look tired.
And she used to be like the what's the word I'm looking for? Like the love interest, like the
yeah. I mean, now it's Denise. So
it's that. Did you see that TikTok about Denise Fox? Some guy was like, Denise Fox is the bad bee of Wolford Square. Like, she was just like, Denise has had all the men.
She has though.
Had all the men. Everyone wants Denise.
Yeah, everyone does want her. She's doing her thing.
Yeah, everyone was like, Denise is like, he's like, he said you can have Lori
Like,
Harvey.
I'm sure her
you can have
salaries-
Jada Waiter. We've got Denise.
No,
Watts.
that's true. I'm sure her salary's gone up because all their salaries are public, isn't it? The BBC
Really?
ones. Yeah.
Oh, that would have been easy. Let's see how much Lacey Turner gets paid.
Yeah.
How much?
I feel like with EastEnders, you have to actually do what you're doing and leave quickly because, yeah, you'll be stuck there. I'm trying to even think.
Between 150 and 190.
Yeah, so it's not your average salary, but it's not like...
So it's around the same as apparently they paid to Kathy.
You know,
Kathy Beale.
Our good friend, Olivia Benson.
Yeah.
She gets just over 500k per episode. Per episode. Yeah. So she's getting like 5 mil because now the seasons aren't as long. So she's getting like 5 mil and a bit of change every
Only
season.
10 episodes?
It's gone down, yeah, because the last one I watched was only 13. So I'm assuming this one's gone. Yeah.
Those things to be at 24 episodes.
Yeah, exactly. With every year they just got shorter and shorter. So yeah, look how much she's making. Even the Friends people, like, how much were Friends making? Like $1 million plus.
I was gonna say I've got a friend who was on this podcast, Imani, from Riches.
Oh yeah. Sorry,
you weren't here. It's fine.
Yeah,
and yeah, he does UK stuff and American stuff, and I definitely know that
the American stuff pays more.
All the UK actors say that.
That's why they all go there.
Did you see that video of London Hughes?
Someone like that making money in the US like that.
So London Hughes was basically like I thought when she was here she was just a comedian, but apparently she's a comedian, scriptwriter, lots of stuff.
Yeah.
And when she was here, there's like this video I'll never forget. Like when she first moved out to the US, she was just like, "This is like it's so much better for her." She showed a video of her on the news, some sort of news show in America, and she showed the kind of work that she had to do when she was here, and it was like kind of Dick and Dom in the bungalow stuff on skates, getting slimed and all that other kind of stuff. And she recently did a video, and it was about basically like somebody had asked a question on TikTok, do you get paid, is it paid much better in the US than in the UK? And she was saying the most money she ever made in the UK from a gig, or I think from selling some sort of script or something, was £1,000. And she said the first thing that she went to the US and did, basically there was a script that was bought by a major network that they didn't end up making in the end, but they bought the script from her, and I think it was 250k or something. It was like $250,000, or like it was either 200 or 250k dollars that they bought it for, and they didn't end up making it. So they said they paid it to her. If they want to make it in the future, they can make it in the future, but they said no for now, and that was it. So now when she moves forward and she's selling scripts, or that's her price, and she just loves it. Like, and she's like, she goes out and she tells people this is how much it's going to cost for me to do something, and they just pay her 1,000 versus quarter of a mil.
Listen, this is why it's not a hill I'm gonna die on, but it's a hill I'm gonna die on. Like
she also said when she was in the UK, she didn't think she was pretty, but in the US that they treat her like she's good looking.
Yeah, they say the same for people when they go Nigeria and that as well. Like, I hear it, I get it, but this is why I think working for global companies, I don't think I could ever work for just a UK based company that has no like entities anywhere else, because the pay already in the UK is just ridiculous. But then you work for a UK based company only. I'm not saying some of them don't pay decent, but they're not as easy to find as when you work for companies that are, you know, the founding offices in the US, the HQs in the US. Like, it's completely different. Because even when I look at my US counterparts or people that work in the US at companies where I've worked, like, for example, I'm doing my job. Let's say that I'm on 50k doing ER in the UK. My peer that's doing exactly the same job in the US is on $150k. Yeah. Like, it's actually,
and the cost of living is a factor, but the cost of living in London is high.
Yeah, cost of living in London.
So unless you're going to compare it to New York, but even if you're talking about places where the cost of living is much less and houses, and let's be real, America's family if you want, but you make your houses out of wood. So it's not like the houses are like super expensive. Like, you can actually buy reasonable real estate if you're not doing selling sunset stuff.
Yeah, you can. Like, I see houses in Texas going for like 400k all the time, but it's like a 5-bed 2-bath. Like,
why don't it all make, look, if there are any architects or builders here from the US, Why do they make their houses up? Why do their houses have wood frames? Why their houses timber?
Like I saw,
and they know that there's hurricanes and all this other kind of stuff. Like, it's just really crazy. Why are they building houses out of wood? Like, they're Three Little Pigs.
There's two influencers. I can't remember their names for the life of me, but it's this I think they're a mixed race couple, and they've got a son called Jalen and a daughter.
Oh,
I've forgotten their names.
Something Brene or Renee.
Yeah,
Jayla.
Something like that.
And she's a twin.
Yes.
And her Auntie Nay is her sister.
Yes. Yeah. And they're always like dressing her up as the other ones. Yeah. I see they're building a like massive house, and all I'm seeing is timber. Like, I'm like, why would you build a house?
Bring a steel frame.
Literally.
Bring bricks.
No steel frame or mortar bricks not in sight. I'm like,
that's like,
this is literally a Barbie doll house.
It's literally it's ready to be a barbecue.
It's a matchstick house.
I hope that never happens, but it's crazy.
It's a matchstick house.
What did the Three Little Pigs build it? It was one was straw. One was hay. Like, I don't know. One was that's what it's giving.
It's mad. You
have a son. What did the Three Little Pigs build the houses out?
We're not there.
I need to know. I think one of them was, which one is the one that they blow down? Is it sticks or is it bricks?
No, I think it was sticks.
I'm gonna Google it, but
but yeah, I'm just like that.
Yeah, but the cost of living is not that. I say that like the cost of living is actually not that much. So there's no reason that the salary should be that kind of disparity. They are just actually paid higher.
They're just paid higher for the same job. Like, I don't even want to know what my peers are on right now.
Crazy. Okay, so one built out of straw, one built out of sticks, like the US, and then the third one built out of bricks, like the UK. See?
Bricks.
See? Even the Three Little Pigs.
I was just going to say the UK is good for some things, man, because
we got sturdy houses.
Yeah,
we do it well. The old houses.
Yeah, the old houses.
Some of the newer ones.
Yeah, but nothing's blowing down these older houses. But yeah, like the US companies is where I think people, if money is a thing for you, US companies, man, to at least bring you up a little bit, because it's not going to be a US salary you get.
London, she even looks better. She looks happier.
She does. Even
happier.
Gina Yashere, that woman has not like come to live in the UK for how many years? She's been living in LA.
I haven't seen her for ages.
Yeah, she's been living. I mean, her house was one of the ones caught in the fire. But
really?
Yeah, she's been living in LA for ages. Like, she's just better off there.
And the thing is, these people, you never see them. It's not like they're mega famous
behind the scenes.
They're just there. Do you get what I mean? Like someone like London Hughes.
Money.
Obviously, she's not mega famous. She's not doing like.
She just did a reality show though.
Really?
A US one.
She looks really well. Do you know what I mean? Like, she looks just different. But yeah, so you don't even see them. So they're not even. They're just like reasonable. I would like someone like Damson Idris. Imagine if he had stayed in the UK and tried to make an acting career
Can you
here.
imagine Damson?
How much must he get paid for Snowfall? So much money per episode.
Yeah.
And the fact that they do it per episode, it was like, I was listening to another podcast and there was an actress on it, and she was basically like, in the US they pay you per episode, and in the UK they pay you per series.
Yeah, so
and it could even be the same amount for an episode that is per series.
My friend Demi, he's an actor and he's quite transparent about all of it. And I think if you're going to be an actor in the UK, you actually have to either find job after job after job
or just
after
be
job
a
after job.
senders.
Yeah, or you go to the US. I think those are the only two options, because it's so hard. Like, you know, it's actually
it's like contracting.
Yeah, it is like contracting.
Yeah. So when the contract's coming to an end, you need to start looking for your next contract.
Yeah, it's actually crazy. I couldn't, like, Damson Idris, John Boyega, Daniel Kaluuya, even Aaron Pierre, like all of them, it makes sense why they all have like gone off in that direction. But then, ironically, and I'm only saying that because I know we're watching it on Friday, but even, you know, Renee Zellweger is from the US.
Yeah,
I was so interested in that. Bridget Jones is like such a British thing, and this how she's made so much money.
Yeah, I don't really know why they couldn't have had a British actress for it, but there's loads of Americans. I don't care. There's loads of British people.
My mind was boggled though when I found out she was American.
Do you know who I couldn't believe was British?
Who?
What's his name? Is it Hugh Laurie? House.
Oh, he's British.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, he's British.
Wow.
That's how I'm like, I think, like, I'm never gonna fight. Oh, we should have had a British actress. There's loads of Americans out there, and Americans hate it. You know,
they do
when the British ones come
but
over.
But we're better though.
coming over here stealing our jobs.
We're better actors and actresses. It's just that simple.
I think and when they do a British accent, sometimes it's really bad.
It is. That's what I'm saying. When they're it really impressed me the Scar in Lion King, that he was from New Orleans doing that sort of accent. I was like, I haven't heard that in a long time, especially a black one.
And then Aaron Pierre is doing an American accent.
Yeah.
Strange.
I know, very
strange. Have you seen the videos of him rapping?
I have. I try not to think about it, but I have seen it. That's why people couldn't spot you on the street.
To make it, you know. But also the British actors and actresses which are doing things for Netflix, like Bridgerton. I think Bridgerton must pay.
Yeah, well. Of course. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So maybe I have to go. Well, where is it shot actually?
I'm not sure, but no, I think Netflix pay all right because
they must do,
and they do royalties. So like my friend Demi, he was in The Kitchen, so the one with
Kano.
Yeah, he was like Kano's.
That was so confusing to me.
I mean, we spoke about it, but yeah, he was Kano's like best friend in the in The Kitchen, and he did another one called One Tree.
Ian Wright was in that as well.
Yeah, and he was explaining like how they paid, and they get royalties every time like afterwards as well.
Okay,
so it's a bit better than like your normal UK acting job.
That thing was so confusing.
Yeah, afterwards, it's so funny.
Is Kano his dad? Like I was just like, what's going on
here?
It's
so funny whenever Demi's in the film and I'm like calling him, I'm genuinely calling as like a fan of what I'm watching. And when I watched The Kitchen, like he's in Dreaming Whilst Black, so when I was like, oh, that was so good, blah blah. But then when I watched The Kitchen, I was like, nah, Demi, what was that? I was like, nah, sorry. So I was like, I'm proud of you, but what was that?
Proud of you. So that's like Emmanuel. Everything he's been in has been like. It's been clear, but he was in one thing with Michaela Cole called Black Earth Rising, and I got it.
Oh yeah, I didn't like Black Earth Rising.
Yeah, I got it, but I was like, I enjoyed it, but I was trying to get those bits of it, which I was like it's a good watch.
It's confusing.
Yeah, it's like things that jump through time. Sometimes they confuse me, but it was good to watch. But I was just like, wait, so hold on, have I understood? Because there were some things that were left unsaid. So I was like, have I understood it correctly with this, that, and the other, blah blah. But yeah,
we really digress, but.
It's all work.
It's related. Do you have a...
The London Houston was actually very interesting.
No, it's like
for creatives.
Yeah, creatives. Are we classed as creatives now?
Do you know what? It's very interesting because I don't know, but I think we could if we wanted to, because it's like you have to self-identify as a creative. It's not something that like that's how it is.
It's true.
It's like
it's true. No one's gonna give you the label.
Sometimes I think there's like some, I don't say cliqueiness, but like
100% there is.
You know, like I'm a creative, so I feel like we wouldn't be creative because we're like there's a thing. So I had a friend who's no longer my friend, and I don't really have a lot of those friends.
Not a friend that's no longer your friend. Tell us, honey.
Yeah,
tell us.
I had a friend that's no longer friend. And one time she was like, this is when I was just on YouTube, and she was just like, but you're not a creative. And I was like, I don't identify as a creative, so I don't care. But she was like, you're not really a creative because creatives are like this and creatives are like that. I'm like, creative
She's a red flag.
Is no, we're no longer friends. But yeah, creative as a concept is like we are creators, but I think it's easier to call yourself a creator than it is to call yourself a creative. Yeah. Because I think they can say, I'm a creative, like my whole life is this and
I prefer to be classed as a creator because I feel like some of the connotations that come with being a creative.
I just feel like if you tell me you're creative, like, does that mean you're broke?
Yeah, I knew it. I knew that. See, I was going to say jobless, but
because that's what it means. It's like the connotation of being a creative is like I'm not. I do like the stereotype. I'm not here to just make up. Like I'm not here to make a quick buck. I am here.
I'm
because
dedicated.
I care. Yeah, like, I'm driven by passion, honey. I'm driven by the check. Like you can be both. Like I mean, we're here because we're driven by like a passion for the community and stuff like that. Do you get what I mean? You could be a creative for anything, but you could also care about money.
But I'm still got work tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. You still got to go to work. So I don't know if we would. I think we, in theory, are creatives because also we produce the podcast, we do all of the blah blah. But I don't think that other creatives would accept us as creatives.
No, but that's because anyway.
But yeah,
let me not.
But we are creators and probably creatives, but it's not a label that I would fight for.
No.
Yeah, but also it's all everything. You could call yourself an entrepreneur. I could call myself an entrepreneur. Yeah. You could call yourself. There's loads of things, but it's just all of these things are you self-identify.
I think it depends on how like shy you are. You know.
Listen, if you're not shy, you call yourself all of them and you put it in your Instagram bio.
You'll call yourself a CEO, entrepreneur, all of it. But
founder.
Literally.
I can't lie. When I see people that are the founder of a podcast, I'm like, oh, shut up. Shut up. You're the founder of a podcast. You didn't found it, but you picked up a microphone like we all did and started talking.
Oh, God.
And maybe you registered a company in company's house. Lots of them didn't even do that.
It's true.
I hate. It really annoys me. Like, I don't even like calling myself the founder of my actual company.
Yeah, I hear it. Do you know what? Yeah, my sorry, we are gonna get to the case, but my nephew.
Oh yes. Oh my gosh. We have a case.
He wants to do a podcast.
Okay. I think you mentioned like the project one.
No, he wants to do an actual podcast now. So I'm trying to convince him to do like a podcast called Auntie and Me. So it's like
cute.
It's being him. Like obviously he's 18 and I'm not.
Is he on board with this plan?
I'm trying. So we can talk about things going on in the world, but obviously different point of views, different. Yeah. So I'm trying to convince
Gen Z
him
versus
to call it Auntie and Me. And he was like, I'm already taking over with the title. But
I was going to say even aunties first.
Yeah. But Auntie and Me, innit?
No. What does he want to do his podcast about? Why don't you start there?
He said he wants to just talk about his life and like day to day and stuff from it. Exactly. Thank you.
Do you know what it is? You know what it is? Everybody thinks like when young people always want to do something about their life. They always want to do something about their life. Obviously, everyone's life is different, yeah. But they always want to do something about my life. My life is like, no. That is so teenager coded.
Exactly.
It's so teenager coded. Like
we
my
can
life.
Talk about your life, but if you have auntie's input,
especially
it will help.
There's been some hardship. There's like everyone has experienced hardship, but I think when you're a young person, you really just think the hardship is more than anybody has ever experienced. Even if it is, but it's just like, okay, you can probably get through your life story in one episode.
Yeah, like no, honestly. So I was like, let me come on with you, and we can talk.
You
about
are taking
things.
over there.
Yeah, but like it's like the Central C thing, the tracksuit. His version of or perspective on that is going to be different from mine. So let's talk about it on the podcast. But anyway,
even the
I'm still trying to
convince thing. It just tell me that people don't have any comprehension skills,
and also just too much time on their hands. Like nobody cares.
Too much. Do you know what? I didn't realize. I saw a video recently. It's like an old video of Central C, and what's that line he says? The bait one. How can I be homophobic? My bitch is gay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that's because his girlfriend's bisexual. I didn't realize that's why he said it.
You didn't
and
know that?
And I saw a video of him. He was like, "No, I'm being serious. Like, I'm not homophobic. My girlfriend's bisexual." And he was being dead serious.
He's so dumb. The girlfriend that he's no longer with.
Yeah, but it was an old video. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
How can I? But like, it actually makes more sense now. How can I be homophobic?
I don't know why you didn't know that.
My bitch is gay. I didn't know that his girlfriend was bisexual. Look at him. He's
the poet.
He's basically saying that he's like, I'm a big advocate for the LGBT community. Yeah. Like, nah, my bitch is gay. The fact that what you're saying is misogynistic.
But you're translating. That's what he really meant. It's like, I stand with the community.
No, but he does a video of him on that Genius thing, and he's talking about. He's like, no, like, yeah, I just think everyone should live their lives, and now my bitch is gay. I'm being misogynistic when I'm saying it, but I'm not being homophobic.
Fair.
I love that for him.
Fair, yeah.
That's
one hill at a time.
That's hood logic.
Yeah, fair.
That's hood logic. Oh my gosh, it's just hood logic. Okay, so we have a case before we go. So this case is very close to home for me. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this case is another NHS case. From Lewisham and Greenwich NHS Trust.
Oh,
that's my local.
Yeah,
my local. And I'm trying to pull it up, but basically, right, let me get you the numbers. Let's get the numbers involved. So basically, a hospital receptionist was awarded 19k after banter escalated, and he said he was basically physically assaulted by a security guard. So this guy works in A&E in Lewisham, And he was a receptionist, him and the security guard, they had banter, which had been ongoing for a while. And it was, I guess they were like, used to cuss each other, oh, shut up, blah, 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 this, blah, blah, blah. And that kind of banter is always dangerous because, you know, like, number one, it's very unprofessional. Why are you doing it in the office? And also, it just takes one person to say the wrong thing in it. So that's what happened. So there was an incident where they were going back and forth, and then obviously someone got a bit triggered, their feelings got hurt. One of them called, I think he called the man called him fat, and he called the man bald. You know how these men feel about being called bald. Yeah. He called the man bald, and then tensions got a bit heated, and then he basically said to the guy, "All right, easy, don't get your mum's knickers in a twist." And my understanding is that basically translated to the guy as your mum.
Mother, yeah.
Your mum, your mother.
Yeah.
And then the guy, like the security guard, he lost it, and he basically grabbed him by the throat and started choking him out at work. And in response, he basically like managed to like defend himself, and he got the guy in a headlock. But he was saying he put him in a headlock to subdue him. So he's subduing the guy now. Anyway, it eventually gets broken up, and he was immediate. So the security guard was from a third party company. So they dismissed him. Out,
yeah.
And they obviously that guy went, but the company also ended up dismissing him. But the receptionist was also suspended for 18 weeks.
18 weeks?
Yeah, 18 weeks while they investigated what was going on. With pay for 18 weeks. What I don't understand about these bloody NHS cases,
Wow. Why did it take 18 weeks for
incident? I remember when I was there, I did a case that was a grievance that I'd been put in a year ago.
But what's the reason for it taking so long, especially when it's an incident that happened?
I don't know.
It's not an ongoing thing.
I didn't even get it. Okay, so he was suspended for 18 weeks before receiving a written warning. So they went through the process. After 18 weeks, he got the outcome. He got a written warning. He ultimately resigned basically asserting that he had been unfairly treated. Yeah. And so he resigned or whatever, and then they basically ruled in his favor because actually there was actual evidence to suggest that it was self-defense. So he did put the guy in a headlock, but the guy first was choking him, like he was literally trying to defend himself. And they did say that the remarks he made were inappropriate, but they didn't, it wasn't a proportionate response. Yeah, so the guy overreacted. So he did say, don't get your mum's knickers and twist, and the banter that they had before was inappropriate, but it didn't justify him basically physically assaulting him, which I think is valid. But also, I don't like people that talk and they think, like people that they talk because if you're at work, you can't do nothing. This security guard obviously didn't give an X. But people just say things that they wouldn't say outside because they know that people are working, people have to act a certain way, which I think is good. People should act a certain way when they're at work, but you never know,
Never know.
This is the equivalent of fuck around and find out. That's what he did.
You don't know what kind of day he was
because there's no reason for you to mention someone's mother.
Yeah.
No reason for it. But all of it was very childish on both sides. The security guard got a job. This guy, he didn't even get fired. He resigned. He only got a written warning. And I think depending on how they did the warning, it could have been justifiable to say, look, yes, fair enough, you're acting in self-defense, but your behaviour up to that time was amounted to unprofessional conduct or whatever. But I reckon they did it based on the fact that he put the guy in a headlock.
Yeah.
So, and that's why he said he was treated unfairly. I don't know how long he was there, but I wouldn't, maybe he must have got a new job, right?
And he got 19k?
He got £19,000. Yeah, but some of it was loss of earnings. Let me give you the breakdown. It's just ridiculous. And sometimes we see these big payouts, but some of it is a loss of earnings because people don't have like a job yet. Okay, so he's moved on from the NHS Trust. He was awarded £4,351 for loss of earnings, and then a further £15,000 for injury to feelings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the compensatory award was £15,000. The rest was just about the money that he would have lost.
Okay. I wonder if he got another job yet.
He must have, because that loss of earnings is not that much. So I reckon if he didn't have another job, because usually they say you have to try and mitigate your losses, but that is, even if you look for another job for 3 months or something like that, you would have, even if you...
He might have found one during the 18 weeks, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Even if you didn't have it, I reckon the loss of earnings would have been more because that's not that much money. Yeah, so he probably has found another job and they've given him some portion of, or maybe he found a job that was paying less. And then they topped him up, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But he would have found another job. And also, it's the NHS, so he could have just left that. He didn't get fired, he left. So you can just leave one NHS trust and go to another one. You have to apply and all that stuff, but it's just it's
easy.
A receptionist admin job. They have them in every single trust, and there's so many stuff like that.
You can go anywhere.
He probably just moves on to another job.
Yeah. Do we have a dilemma this week?
No.
Well, that means that you all need to send in.
Maybe you're just happy.
Maybe, but if you're not, make sure you're sending in your dilemmas. Address
dilemmas at everybodyhateshrpod.co.uk and the website, guys. Don't neglect the website.
Yeah, and the website, and you can DM us and make sure you're subscribed to YouTube, even if you watch us on Spotify or whatever.
Yeah,
but just still do that.
Oh, and if you listen to us on Apple, I don't know when I did it, but now every time we post an episode, I get a notification.
Oh, do you?
So you can follow us or get alerts or whatever.
Oh, cute.
Okay,
that's a wrap, guys.
Bye.